Frank, for years, you've complained about the national perception of the SEC. I think tonight we saw it again. Only 3 teams in. 3 teams were ahead of. I think Syracuse was 71 in the RPI. You have 3 SEC schools ahead of Syracuse: Florida, Georgia, and you guys. Yet it seems like year after year, the tournament selection committee just seems to overlook the SEC. I mean, is there a reason for that, or is this, the coaches going to get together and find exactly what's going on in terms of why the league gets so little respect nationally?
Asking the wrong guy. I'm the new guy around here. You know, our league's real good. We got unbelievable coaches. It's the hardest league in the country to win on the road in, and asking the wrong guy. All I can do is worry about our program, our team, our players. I can't ask our guys to have done more than what they did, 3 years into our program. It's, when you set a school record for wins in its history in the regular season, you win 9 games away from home. That means that you didn't just play bye games at home. You're 4 games over 500 in a BCS league. And that's not good enough. It's not good enough. So next year we got to win 25 and win 12 league games and hope it's good enough. But it's disappointing. Disappointing, but what can we do?
Frank, can you remember all the time of watching this tournament, of coaching in it, where a 24-win Power 5 team didn't get in?
I've never been one to follow that kind of stuff as to what teams get in, don't get in, what their records are, and all that. So I've always been consumed with our team and Bob Huggins told me a long time ago, this is pretty simple. If you win enough, you get in. If you don't, you won't. And obviously, we didn't win enough.
What was the reaction among your guys? I mean, did they expect it at this point, given them all we were seeing coming into today, or just how did they handle it?
After beating Arkansas, myself included, we were pretty confident that we had done enough. We lost an unbelievable hard game to Georgia without a first-team all-conference player in the conference tournament, and that was obviously held against us. Maybe we should try and get our guys to get hurt early part of the year rather than the end part of the year. Maybe we should tell our guys, deal with injuries in November and December, so when we lose then, it's not held against us. Don't get hurt at the end of the year. But we were real optimistic after beating Arkansas, and we were optimistic all week. After beating Georgia, I didn't get pessimistic. I just thought that our seed wouldn't be as good as what I thought it was going to be. And, I'm disheartened for our kids. I'm disheartened, like I said in the room, for our fans. When you're top 25 in the country in attendance, sell out a building 3 times, and it's been sold out only 6 times in the history of its existence, and you sell out 3 times in a year. I couldn't ask our guys to play any harder, to give more, to sacrifice more than what they have. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough.
Obviously, it's going to hit the seniors really hard, but they've gone 14 to 17 to 24 wins. How do you explain to them that just to understand how much they've been a part of that ride?
It's they're special. Those guys, being in the NCAA tournament will never define how special those kids are. It'll never define what they will mean to me for as long as the good Lord allows me to be on this planet. It's a special group of guys. I just feel for them that they've done everything that we as a staff have asked of them, and they've gone above and beyond doing their jobs, and they've won games on the court. My empty feeling is for those guys because they'll never get a chance to do it again.
Coach, is there anything that you learned this year that you could change maybe for next year in terms of maybe scheduling or anything that you think that didn't get you into the tournament that you could change for next year?
Yeah, in scheduling contracts, I'm going to have them include that if their team's players transfer out it voids the contracts, so we don't have to pay $80,000 to get out of a contract. That's what I'm gonna do.
Frank, how difficult a task is it gonna be? I mean, you mentioned this won't be your last game. You'll get the chance to play again. Difficult to task these next couple of days to get these guys back on the right track, their minds right after this.
Yeah, I've only been in the same situation once, and I was an assistant coach at K-State when Coach Huggins was the head coach. And, you know, we finished fourth in the league standings. Texas Tech finished fifth. We played them in the first round of the conference tournament in the quarterfinals, and we beat them by 27, 28 points. They took Texas Tech and left us out. And it was hard. It was hard. We had 7 seniors on that team. Getting those guys who sacrificed the way our guys did to get excited about playing in the first round of the NIT was extremely difficult because just like our guys, we felt that we had done enough. But it's out of our control. It's like, I think I said this on Monday. There's only one way you're guaranteed you're playing, that's win your conference tournament. If not, your fate is in other people's hands. And but it's, we'll see that. I'm getting ready to go back and meet with the players now. And, you know, they weren't an enthused bunch when I walked out of there to come over here. But they, you know, every time our guys' backs have been against the wall for the last, you know, with this group of guys, they've bounced back. They haven't given in to difficult moments. So you know, I don't know. They might be depressed tomorrow. I got no idea. They're kids. And like everything else in life, Pete, when you invest a lot into something and you don't get it, you don't get rewarded, it really, really hurts. And, you know, and I can sit here, you know, when I gave the smart aleck comment about our schedule, I can sit here and to a certain extent, there's some truth to what I said there. But it's not like we failed in conference play. I can understand, you know, someone saying, well, we didn't lose any games. Some people lost games to bad teams. We didn't lose any. And it's not like we came into league play and failed. We came into league play and succeeded. But it is what it is. It's our kids are down right now, and it's my job to figure out a way to get them excited for an opportunity that they haven't had since they've been here. If we're granted that opportunity, who knows? We might get left out of that one too.
Frank, with that one, will you guys automatically accept an NIT bid if you get it, or would you put it to a vote for the kids, or how would that work?
No, we'll play. I mean, obviously, if the kids don't want to play, you know, we're not going to force them to, but we'll play. Our guys got pride. It's not like we're above the opportunity to play. You know, it's we're still in the building stages, and we need the opportunity to play in the postseason. It's something that's the next step for our team and for our guys to learn and grow from.
You have no control over it, but when a team like Vandy, Tulsa, teams that you beat head-to-head get in over you, what does that make you feel about knowing that you still, like you said, you had 4 wins above 500 in conference play?
It's not my decision. I'm not going to disrespect those coaches by talking their teams down. I'm just not going to do it. Anyone that talks my team down is going to have an issue with me personally. So I'm not going to do that to someone else. I understand how hard it is to get in. I'm real happy for those guys. It's out of my, I mean, I can't lose sleep over things that I don't control. And other people's opinions are not things that I control. Other people's judgments are not things I control. I can control our guys. I can control their vision, their enthusiasm, and that's where I got to stay focused on. And you know, it's I don't know. I don't know that answer. If I had an answer, I think after being around me for 4 years, you know, I'd open up my mouth and share it with you. But I don't have an answer. I don't. You know, I'm not privy to the conversations that take place to make those decisions.
Seems like the knock against the team, the strength of non-conference schedule. Do you agree with that critique? And If so, do you have to sit down for next year and elevate your non-conference schedule? Despite the fact that you did so well against it and didn't lose to any of them, do you have to have more impressive non-conference wins?
I had no idea when we signed a contract to play Drexel that Damian Lee, who led the country in scoring, was going to transfer out. I had no idea when we signed an NCAA team in Memphis that their best inside guy was going to transfer out. I had no idea when we signed the contract to play St. John's, who was an NCAA team that returned 3 starters. I had no idea that those 3 guys were going to get put out. It's, that's why I'm saying I had no idea when we signed up to play South Florida that their point guard was going to leave in the middle of summer and go to Texas A&M to help them win our league. I had no idea those things were going to happen. But you sign contracts, and what you don't get to say, well, you're not going to have that guy. Well, I'm not playing you next year. I don't get to do that. And it is what you can't control. All the teams on our schedule fit the parameters based on last year that the SEC is looking for. Every single one of them, or they wouldn't be on the schedule. Well, it's not my fault that guys transferred and left and did what they did. And I can't control other teams and their personnel. I can control our team and our personnel. I can't control that. Phil, with all that said, nobody gave us any credit 2 years ago with a group of freshmen we scheduled, and we had I think our non-conference strength of schedule was 18. I didn't hear anyone ever asking me, my God, you guys played with all freshmen such a hard schedule. I never heard that side of the equation. So, it is what it is. The teams that we scheduled that we thought were going to be NCAA teams, their personnel changed in the middle of summer. And it didn't it's not like they lost their 10th man. They all lost like their best player. And what do? Get out of a contract? And that costs money. That's not a freebie.
Is a home NIT game a possibility with the women's tournament, or do you know that?
The gentleman in the back room would probably be better prepared to answer that. And when he and I spoke earlier, I think Coach Tanner made me understand that would be fine, that it would work out. I don't want to speak for him, but.
Last question. Anyone else? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.